This video is to kind of explain if you want to take a stock Kawasaki 550. This is a 550 intake manifold. This is a stock 650. This is a 750 intake manifold. If you want to put a Mikuni 44 on either the 550s or the 650s, you need an adapter, and it comes with this kit. It comes with 2 studs, 2 nuts, and two bolts that have Allen heads. So that's for putting a Mikuni onto the Keyens. These are the Keyen carburetors, the 650, the smallest one. Everybody calls these 28 millimeters. They use the calipers and measure the bottom. It's actually 34, but the ones with the separate fuel pumps. After that, the fuel pump is on the carburetor. So this is a 38. This one's actually off of the 550. This is a 40 millimeter off of a 750. So if you're trying to put a Mikuni carburetor, then if you don't want to spend for the intake manifold, they make intake manifolds so you don't, this is just the cheaper option. These are like 30 bucks for this kit on eBay. So if you don't want to spend 150 bucks for a used one, or whatever the price is, on up to 240 bucks just for an intake manifold, you can buy this kit and adapt it for the Mikunis. Now if you're just putting, let's say you wanted to put a 40 millimeter off of a sit down, you don't need the adapter kit. You can bolt it right up. But if you're going to do that, what you want to do is put your gasket on there, take a marker and mark where you're going to cut, because what you want to do, you don't want the air that's coming in to hit this shelf and also get reduced. So this is just a cheap, this isn't carbide, but for aluminum it works okay. If you were going to do a whole bunch of these, you probably want to get the carbide, but this was just a cheap Harbor Freight kit. It came with like 4 bits. You put it on your drill, and you want to open this up. Also, if it still has the oil injection fitting, I want to cut that out. You can you kind of heat it up and you can pull it out or drill it out, or cap it off. But I try and grind that down. You're trying to let as much airflow in. And also when you're doing the intake, you don't necessarily want it smooth. Like on the exhaust, the smoother the better. On the intake, it's okay if it's a little bit rough. It helps mix the air and fuel. If you have a drill press and you want to do it, and you don't want to use these, you can get an 1 3/4 inch, or they come in different sizes. You really want to make sure you secure this down. Don't try and do it with just a handheld drill, but you could drill out that hole, because it does take a little bit of work. You can use these on a drill, or if you have a die grinder or a Dremel with the bits, it's aluminum, and open them up. So if you want to, now if you're going from, if you have a 650 and you had the smaller carburetor on it, and you put let's say you found a 40 millimeter carburetor off a 750 sit down, you need to open this up. Some of these have 2 jets, some of them actually have 3 jets. I think some of the, like after 97 maybe, they went to 3 jets on the carburetor. So you need to jet it for your setup. Different things can affect the setup. If you put an aftermarket pipe, it's got less restriction usually. They're bigger. So you need to adjust the jet so you're getting enough fuel to go in there. But if you want to spend 30-40 bucks and you've got the time to do it yourself, get one of these kits. Use the gasket. Mark out what size you need to open it up. Use a drill. Open them up, and that's a good way to increase performance. So also, you can find these 40 millimeter carburetors off a 750 sit down a lot more affordable than the Mikunis. If you have to convert everything for a brand new Mikuni, especially if you're not doing this adapter, if you're doing the $200 intake manifold, you can get up over $600-700 bucks to upgrade the carburetor. They're nice carburetors. Everybody seems to love the SBN 44 on a 650. But if you don't have the budget and you don't want to be spending that kind of money, you can get either a 40 millimeter, or if your carburetor, your ski had the original, the smallest carburetor with the external fuel pump, you can even put a 38 on there pretty easy. If you're sticking with Keans on the original intakes, you don't need the adapter. The only time you need the adapter is if you're going to the Mikunis. You need that adapter or intake manifold. So that's how I set those up.